What's up, Jet Nation? This is GreenBean. Gonna talk a little bit about the first 2 days of the draft when I come back. That's right, Jet Nation. This is GreenBean, walking around a nice, quiet campground here in Central Virginia, just outside of Charlottesville. And boy, oh boy, has it been a nice 2 days of watching our new front office staff make decisions. Let me tell you something. I have 3 observations for you that signify a big difference than what we've been used to. I know it took a lot of people a long time to believe in Joe Douglas, and this doesn't mean that everybody's through the woods or on the other side of this one. The truth is that we've been burned more than most franchises by our GMs and coaches and everything. But I want to point something out. We've taken one offensive player in the last, 14 years of drafting. One offensive player. Well, I think it was 12 years. Since 2009, we drafted Mark Sanchez. And in 2018, we drafted Sam Darnold. We all know what happened with Sam Darnold is that, we took him with the first round pick. We didn't take anything else. Our next pick was a defensive tackle, and on and on and on. So it's interesting. We have this new regime. He's through the first 3 rounds of his second draft. So he's already taken a left tackle with 1 first round pick. And then he's now traded up for widely considered the best guard in the draft with his second, and then took another quarterback, right? So he took a quarterback, a guard, and a left tackle with his first round pick so far. So the next thing is this. Look at his second round picks. Last year, he takes a 6'3", 4.38 speed wide receiver with great hands. And this year, he takes essentially the quickest, speediest, most dangerous wide receiver that we've had since Santana Moss. Literally, since Santana Moss, we have not had a receiver like this. So, the first observation is this. Do you think there is a focus on putting up points, protecting the quarterback, giving him something to work with this new regime? Because that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a general manager that understands the new NFL. You have to score points. You have to. And even with a defensive head coach, offense has been the focus first 2 days of the draft. Second observation is this. For the past however long, since at least 2009, even before that really, we've had head coaches that were pretty much identified with one side of the ball. We had Eric Mangini, who was defense, basically gave the offense to Brian Schottenheimer. Then we had Rex Ryan come in. Everybody knows he didn't even care about the offense, other than getting Joe Girardi in here to show Mark Sanchez how to slide. He was a defensive head coach. A lot of people might say a glorified defensive coordinator. Then we get Todd Bowles, which is the exact same thing. He's defense all day, every day. And then look, with Adam Gase, we actually get a coach. Good morning. We get a head coach that literally said, I want a head coach of the defense. So he didn't even want the whole job as head coach. This head coach, on the other hand, seems to be more excited about the offensive players than we've even seen our offensive coach be when drafting players. And this is the observation. The observation is it's starting to look like we might actually have a head coach. A head coach. Someone who actually cares about the whole team. First 3 picks, he's a defensive coach. Quarterback. Guard. Wide receiver. And you saw those calls. If you haven't seen the Saleh calls yet, take a look. The guy's excited. So, observation number 3. And this is where I could paint this in a negative light. We have a decisive GM. Last year, he was able to move back a couple times and gain some capital. This year, he decided the player that's sitting there is the best player we have on our board. He's the best player at the position. We happen to desperately need that position, and I want him. So he took his 2 third-round picks, traded with the Vikings, and moved up to the 14th pick to grab him. Now, it's not as simple as saying we just traded our 2 third-round picks, because he did get a 4th-round pick back. So we traded a third, and then we swapped spots, so we moved back from the 3rd-round pick, number 86, to pick 143, which softens it a little bit, doesn't it? So the thing is this: Joe Douglas has shown a proficiency in being able to make trades, go where he wants to go to get or remove players from his roster. Yeah, it's uphill now. You hear the difference in my breathing? So this year, through the first 3 rounds, it looks like Joe Douglas, quite frankly, felt he had acquired enough draft capital for this year, at least up to this point, and said, I'm going for quality right now. The way that they're seeing it is we got 3 first-round picks in the first 3 rounds, even though we didn't have a 3rd-round pick. 3 firsts in the first 3 rounds. Again, I wanted those 3rd-round picks, guys. You know how I am. I wanted the 3rd-round picks. But in a normal year, we would have had 1 pick in each round. And if you're getting 3 first-round picks in the first 3 rounds, you're doing okay. So we got 6 picks going into the 3rd day of the draft. 6 picks. I'd say keep an eye out for names like, like Jabril Cox, Kenny Yeboah, Brevin Jordan, Derek Barnes, Patty Fisher, maybe KJ Britt. Those are linebackers and tight ends. I'd keep an eye on guys like Tommy Kramer at guard. And my boy, the edge rushing demon with the setting they call Wild Man. Keep an eye out there for Wyatt Hubert. Wyatt Hubert as an edge rusher would be amazing in the 4th, 5th, or 6th round. I would take him. So there you have it, guys. I hope you're enjoying the draft so far. I hope you're getting your fill of your Jets brethren. We got a whole day ahead of us. I think we're doing okay. 3 first-round picks in the first 3 rounds, and let's see what we do with the back half and the 6 picks that we have. I'm excited. I hope you are too. We'll talk soon, and go Jets.